प्रातस्मरामि हृदि संस्फुरदात्मतत्त्वं सच्चित्सुखं परमहंसगतिं तुरीयं यत्स्वप्नजागरसुषुप्तमवेदि नित्यं तद्ब्रह्म निष्कलमहं न च भूतसङ्गः। Verse number 13, Atmabodha. पंचप्राणमनोबुद्धिः दशेन्द्रियसमन्वितम् अपञ्चीकृतभूतोत्तं सूक्ष्माङ्गं भोगसाधनम्। पंचप्राणमनोबुद्धिः दशेन्द्रियसमन्वितम् अपञ्चीकृतभूतोत्तं सूक्ष्माङ्गं भोगसाधनम्. The subtle body, instrument of experience, formed from the elements before Panchikarana, consists of the 10 senses, 5 pranas, mind and intellect. Very important verse where he's talking about the subtle body. Verse number 12, he spoke about the gross body, which is made up of the 5 elements through the process of grossification called Panchikarana. That is the gross body, physical body. Now, physical body, gross body is what we call as the where the instruments of action and perception are present, the body, the physical body. Now he has moved on to the next level of the human composition, which is the subtle body. And what is the subtle body made up of? Subtle body is made up of 17 components. The gross body is made up of the 5 elements, Panchikarana. The subtle body is made up of 17 components. So, what is the Sukshma Sharira? What is the subtle body? The subtle body, Sukshma Sharira, has 5 factors. The 5 factors. The first one is Apanchikrita. Apanchikrita means created out of the 5 elements in the subtle form. The Sthula Sharira, gross body, is when the elements go through the process of Panchikarana and grossifies. That is the gross body. The subtle body is Apanchikrita, created out of the 5 subtle elements before grossification. Second is Sukshma subtle. First one is Apanchikrita. Second one is Sukshma. Sukshma means visible, experienceable only by you, not visible and experienceable by anybody else, is subtle. Gross body is that which is seen, experienceable by you and others. I can see your gross body, you can see my gross body. In fact, the very fact that you are able to see your body and you are able to see my body is that made it call as gross body. It is not that because we are able to see, it is because it is gross we are seeing. It is not in that sense. Since we are seeing and experiencing, it is called gross body. So what is gross body? Gross body means that which can be seen, perceived, experienced by you and others is gross body. What is Sukshma Sharira, subtle body? Very, very important. Visible, experienceable only to you and not to others. If anybody comes and tells you, I have seen your subtle body, na, be careful with that person. If anybody comes and tells you, I have seen your subtle body, na, you have to be a bit careful, because he's seeing a ghost in Artham. He's not seeing he can't, because the subtle body means that which is visible, experienceable only to you. Very important is to understand this distinction between gross body and subtle body. But sir, I am seeing a person laughing, emotions, no. I am seeing a person talking, thoughts, no. When it is expressed through that, you are experiencing it through the gross body only, but you are not experiencing it directly. Therefore, what is subtle body? Visible, experienceable only to you and not to others is subtle. The third thing about the subtle body is vikara. All the words he is using, I'm just sequencing. I'm just putting it in a. He's put it in a poetry form. I'm putting it in a bullet point. He's putting it in a poetry form. And today we are all used to do bullet points. Yeah, bullet points, paragraphs is what we are used to do. Poetry is very difficult. Therefore, I am putting it in a bullet points. 5 factors. The first bullet point, it is apanchikrita. The second is sukshma, subtle. The third thing is vikara, subject to change. Number 4, it has a longer lifespan. Gross body has a, compare, last week itself I compared it. Of the 3 bodies, sukshma, stula, sukshma, karana, the gross, the subtle, the causal body, what has the shortest lifespan? Gross body. Gross body has the shortest lifespan. Adike we are so worried. The subtle body is that which has a longer lifespan. 1. Second is, it is that which occupies a gross body, lives in that gross body and vacates the gross body and goes to another gross body. It is the subtle body that comes into a gross body, occupies a gross body, lives in that gross body for a while, leaves the body and goes to another body. So, date of birth and date of death you know only to your physical body. Date of birth and date of death you do not know to your subtle body. Are you able to follow? Date of birth. Abdina, what is the date of birth you are celebrating? Date of birth of the physical body. What is the date of what is the death you are celebrating? Celebrating mourning death. I don't know why we say you are mourning, but we have to say mourning. You celebrate the date of birth and you celebrate the date of death. Whatever the date of birth and date of death you are celebrating or mourning, it is for the physical body. For the date of birth for the subtle body is not known. The date of death for the subtle body again is not known. This is the 4th factor, longer lifespan compared to gross body. The 5th one is, what is the purpose of it? The physical body experiences pleasure and the physical body experiences sukha and dukkha. The subtle body is for what? Bhoga sadhanam. The previous verse, he said, aduthan compare pannite irungo, it becomes easy. The previous verse, he said, Bhoga ayatanam. Previous verse, he said, Bhoga ayatanam. In this verse, he says, Bhoga sadhanam. Instrument of experience. Physical body is that which experiences. The subtle body is that which is a sadhanam, a tool. Tool for what? A tool to contact the world. It's a transactional tool. Stula Sharira is available public. Everybody can see it, touch it. Stula Sharira is subjectively available, not objectively available. Seriya? This is the 5 factors. Now we go into what is it made up of. Before we go into what is it made up of, first it is very important to understand the distinction between the gross body and the subtle body. There are some factors which is common. There are some factors which is make it subtle. If all factors are common, why do we call it a subtle body then? We can might as well say one body, no? Are you able to follow? There are some factors in common. There are some factors which is different. What are the common factors? The common factors is 5 elements. The gross body is Panchikarana, grossification of the 5 Panchabhutas. Subtle body is the same Panchabhutas before grossification. The gross body also goes through Vikara changes. The Sukshma Sharira also goes through Vikara changes. So these are all the things that is common. Then what are the differences? The differences is gross body has a shorter lifespan. Subtle body has a longer lifespan. 1. Second is, it is a subjective experience. Only you can know it. The other cannot know it. You go and stand in front of that person. The other person says, your body is standing in front of me. Proof is not required for that, no? But we always say, your body is not there. Where is your mind? Is your mind here? Is your emotions are your emotions with me? Are your thoughts with me all the time? That only you know. That's why it's called subtle. Are you able to follow? That is why even in the so-called love relationship, they say, body irunda patadu. Mere physical presence is not. Mere physical presence doesn't satisfy or make any difference. What is important is the subtle body. And subtle body, no way you can prove it to the other. Are you able to follow? That is why they say, don't worry, wherever I go, I will be thinking about you only. Na, there is a satisfaction. Otherwise, out of sight. Otherwise, out of sight, out of mind. Yeah. No, I'm not like that. Enga ponalum, one part of me will be circling. You only, how do I do that? Physically, I have to hear your voice every day. Phone bunny pesano. Or you have to send a text. I tell you, it's a real, I don't know whether this technology is a blessing or a curse. Nobody makes normal call nowadays. Ella video call da. And that video call is such a, I don't know, I said, yeah. Better to go back to the old phone, where it is not possible to make a, where it is not possible only. Otherwise, video call you have to sit neatly dressed up. You can't be in the way that you that you want. You have to keep your house like a 5-star hotel all the time. Yeah, because otherwise it looks so, oh my God, I tell you. Because how do you prove the subtle body? How do you prove the subtle body? That's why it's called subtle. Why it is called subtle is because it is an subjective experience. You know that you have it, and no way you can prove it to the other. If at all the other gets proved abdina, they are trusting you. Don't worry. Don't you know that I love you? Yes, yes. I understand that you love me. It is not proven or anything. It is just the other person has a trust again, which is of that person's nature, but not seen, perceivable. That is why we need grosser physical expressions. Unless you wish, unless you send a gift, unless you give a card, it is not all which is visible gross. Are you able to follow? So something of the physical body and subtle body is in common. Something of it is different. So I told you till now, what is it that is common and what is it that is different? And what is the difference? Longer lifespan, shorter lifespan. One. Second is date of birth and date of death is known. Subtle body, date of birth, date of death is unknown, because you are occupying the body. It is a subtle body that comes and occupies the gross body. Therefore, it has a much longer lifespan. Subtle body can occupy the gross body. Gross body cannot occupy something else. That's why it's called gross. The subtle body comes in and goes out. It is subtle. Gross body cannot come in and go out. It is born. The 5 metaphorical changes: birth, growth, disease, decay, death. The 5 metaphorical changes: birth, growth, disease, decay, death is clearly visible in the gross body. Subtle body, it is not. Subtle body is not visible. This is the difference between the Sthula Sharira and the Sukshma Sharira. When we go to the Karana Sharira, we will see all the 3 differences. Something in common, something is different there also. So now we are studying the subtle body. Having discussed this, we move on to discussing what are the components with which it is made up of. Gross body, we said very clearly, the Panchikarana, 1/4 of the, remember the chart? What is the gross body made up of? 1/8 of the rest of the 4 elements, and half of it is one element. The other half splits into the 4 of the other elements. The permutation and combination of all this is what makes up the gross body, physical body. Now we are discussing the components of the subtle body. Very important. What is it? The list he is giving consists of the 10 senses. Dasha Indriya, the 10 senses, Pancha, Prana, Mano, Buddhi. Pancha Prana. So understand it in the order. Please understand it in the order. Dasha Indriya, then comes the Pancha Prana, then comes the Mano Buddhi. This is the sequence. There are 2 things. One is the sense organ, another is the Indriyam, the sense center. The sense organ is in the gross body, The sense center is in the subtle body. Remember, there are two things. One is the sense organ, which is called golaka. The sense organ. Here we are talking about the indriyam. Indriyam is, literally speaking, indriyam has to be understood as the sense center. So there is a gross organ and then there is a corresponding sense center. There is the thing called eye in the gross body, and then there is the thing called the sense center of the eye in the subtle body. So when he talks about the Dasha Indriya, he is talking about the 10 sense centers. What are the 10 sense centers? The 5 Jnana Indriyas and the 5 Karma Indriyas. You should know this distinction. Whenever we talk about the gross body, we will say organs of perception. Organs of perception and organs of action. Here we talk about the sense centers, subtle. What are the 5 senses? The Jnana Indriya, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, having their respective sun center. Having their respective sense center. It is not the eyes, it is not the ears, it is not the nose, it is not the twak, the skin, it is not the tongue. All these organ has a corresponding sense center which is located in the mind. So whenever he talks about the indriyas, you have to understand it as the sense center which is subtle. Whenever we talk about the organs, you have to understand it as the gross physical instrument. This we have seen already. The eyes, the world as a perception, the eyes register the sight. It is the eyes that register the sight. And the eyes that registers the sight transfers the sight to the sense center in the subtle body. Only when that connect happens to the subtle body, you say, I see, I hear. For example, you can be sitting in front of the computer. Are you able to follow? Now, you can be sitting in front of the computer. Your mind is gone elsewhere. 20 minutes, I will be talking, but you wouldn't have registered a word. Are you able to follow? What does it mean? It means the sense organ is functioning, but the sense center is not available. Now, the sense center which is in the mind. I'm just explaining it in relation to one sense organ. Understand the same thing with relation to all the 5 sense organs. Then comes the karma indriya. Vak, pani, pada, payu, upastha. The 5 karma indriyas. The 5 organs of action. What are the 5 organs of action? Mouth, vak, mouth, not the tongue, the speech. One sense organ has a role in the Jnana Indriya as well as Karma Indriya is mouth. Another sense control practice பண்ணும்போது first வாய் மூடுங்கன்னு சொல்லுவோம். Because when you close the mouth, Some control in Jnanendriyas also is done. Some control in Karmendriya also is done. Because, yeah, Ore organ has an aspect in Jnanendriya as well as Karmendriya. So when we say mouth, it is not the mouth, it is the vak, the speech. So the first Karmendriya is the mouth, the hands, the legs, the payu. Payu means the anus, upastha, the genital. These are the 5 karma indriyas. So dasa indriyas, the 5 organs of action and 5 organs of perception. Then comes the pancha prana. What is the pancha prana? Prana, apana, vyana, samana, udhana. The pancha prana is prana, incoming, apana, outgoing, vyana, circulation, samana, digestive capacity, all of prana. And then udhana is of 2. The thought absorption. Udhana is the thought absorption in the subtler aspect. In the grosser aspect, இப்போ உதானா தான் நிறைய தேவை. COVID-19 உதானா பிராண நிறைய வேணும். Because it is the immunity provider. Now, this is the pancha prana. Then comes manaha and buddhi. Then comes manaha, buddhi. What is manas? That which experiences emotions is the mind. So mind is emotion. It is not like the organ, the eyes see a sight. Similarly, mind feels. You should not say that. Mind is feeling. So what is manas? Feelings, emotions, impulses, the psychology, the emotional personality, the emotional aspect. Then comes the buddhi, the rational aspect. So 17 parts to the subtle body. Very important to understand here is this. It is written, he has explained it very well in the book, in the commentary, Atmabodha commentary. Very important to understand this. What? The sense centers of perception are located in the mind. The sense centers of action is located in the intellect. That distinction is very, very important to know. Mathi wiring panni, mind மூலியமா act பண்ணாதான் it becomes a problem. Wiring எப்படி இருக்கு? How it is wired? Carefully follow how it is wired. It is there in the 1, 2, 3, 4. The commentary, the 4th paragraph in the commentary. Very, very important is to know this. Very, very important is to know this. The sense centers of perception are located in the mind while the sense centers of action are located in the intellect. Today, the training that we are doing is rewiring it. That which is naturally given, we don't function naturally in that way. We are doing it in an artificial ulta way. What is it? We should act through feelings. Mathi wiring பண்ணி act பண்ண என்ன ஆகும்? ஷாக் அடிக்கும், அவ்வளவுதான். If you that which is naturally, that which has to flow naturally, you need to go naturally. This is, if you can understand this sentence, if you can understand this paragraph, you got the crux of the anatomy of human personality. That's why I said last week itself, it's a very important verse. What is important to understand is this paragraph. The sense centers of perception are located in the mind. The sense centers of perception are located in the mind, while the sense centers of action are in the intellect. Abdina, what should happen? Perception goes into the mind, action must come out of the intellect. Are you able to follow? Perception must go into the, perception goes into the mind. From the mind, the intellect takes the data and processes it. It doesn't go to the intellect, it goes to the mind. Whereas the sense centers of action are in the intellect. Now, I'll read the paragraph, which I don't do normally. Normally, I don't read any paragraph from the commentary and explain. But this is something which is very, very important, which you don't get to hear anywhere else except this verse. And it is so important. And how many years I sat with this verse, I know. And how many years I sat with this paragraph also, I know. Very, very critical, important is this paragraph. I'll read the paragraph. The sense centers of perception are located in the mind, while the sense centers of action are in the intellect. In the case of perception, the stimulus is received by the mind. The intellect interprets it. For example, when the eyes see a red object, the mind receives the stimuli and the intellect interprets its color and shape. Action, however, emanates from the intellect. The intellect orders the responses to the stimuli received. These orders are executed through the medium of the mind. Remember this. Understand this. Understand this paragraph. That's why I'm giving you the reference. Atma Bodha commentary. For this particular, you should every verse. I don't have to keep saying refer the commentary, refer the commentary, refer the commentary, because it is implied that all that we discuss is from the. It is implied that all that we discuss is from the commentary only. But this is something very, very unique and important. What is it? The sense centers of perception are located in the mind, while the sense centers of action are in the intellect. It commands, it is that which has to command the action. The example that he gives is the eyes see an object, color and form. The eyes see something as red. If you want to control, you need to know the mechanism. Control interest don't worry. 12, 13, 14, 15 choice. If you don't want to practice sense control, brahmacharya, self-development, 12, 13, 14, 15, you can leave it in choice. If you really want to practice sense control and self-control and evolve, 12, 13, 14, 15 is very vital, because it is that which gives the mechanism and the definitions. So, what is it now? The sense centers of perception are located in the sense centers of perception are located in the mind. The sense centers of action is located in the intellect. How do you understand this? A simple example, a perception. What is the perception? The eyes see a color and form, an object. The intellect interprets it and understands the color and shape. Mind only registers it. Mind cannot process it. It is the intellect that processes the data and understands the color and form. And then after understanding, it correspondingly tells you what to do. After understanding, it tells you what to do. What is it that you have to do? It's an apple. It is good for you. Have a bite. It is a clay doll. Golu gosaram panni vechirukra. It is a clay doll. Looks like apple, made for Golu decorative purposes. Do not eat it. This is what he's saying in this paragraph. So the sense enters, the color and the perception goes through the organs of perception. The stimuli, use the word stimuli, that is the most appropriate word. The stimuli goes through the sense organ. The sense centers gets registered in the mind. The intellect, it is, so mind is the data. And what the intellect does, it is the intellect that distinguishes. It is intellect that distinguishes. It is intellect that discriminates. It is intellect that tries to understand it. And after understanding it, it orders a response. This is the function of the subtle body. So, when you say you are a human being, you have to understand you have a gross body. Vital than the gross body is the subtle body. Vedanta is not saying gross body is useless. Vedanta is not saying dismiss it. Don't pay attention to it. It is not saying that. It is important, but then there is something subtler than that also. What is known as the Sukshma Sharira, the subtle body. The whole lot of 17 comes and occupies a gross body, exists in that body for a while, and then pack up. வீட்டுக்குள்ள வரும்போது ஒரு லாரி சாமான் வரும். And then when you are vacating the house, ரெண்டு லாரியா போலாம் இல்லையா? You can come into the house with one truckload of saman, and when you are vacating the house, you can leave the house with true truckloads. Na vasanas nariya increase aayidhunu artham. Yeah, from one truckload you can go to one minivan. Abdina you have done a very good, you have lived a very good life nu artham. But in mostly what happens, ஒரு ட்ரக்ல இருந்து ரெண்டு ட்ரக் மூணு ட்ரக் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆயிட்டே தான் இருக்கு. It is not yeah, reducing. So what is it? The subtle body comes and occupies a gross body, lives in the gross body for a while, either can add or delete depending on what you are using. நிறைய மைண்டே யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தா ரெண்டு ட்ரக் லோட் வரும். நிறைய இன்டெலெக்ட் யூஸ் பண்ணா the truckload will be reducing. The purpose of life is to reduce it as much as you can. That is the purpose. The purpose of life is to reduce the load as much as you can. So it carries the vasana to the next janma. What does it carry along with it? It carries the vasana. Remember, it carries the vasana, ragadvesha. Vasana means ragadvesha. It carries the ragadvesha. It carries the karma pala. It carries how much you have digested Vedanta. The moonada. And we don't pay attention to all these three anyway. Doesn't matter. That is our wisdom. I'm not saying anything about that. What is it that it carries? What is it that it brings into the body? It brings into the body what? Vasana. Vasana in the form of, understand, vasana in the form of raga, dvesha. Second thing is the karma pala. Second is the karma pala. You can see, no? The karma pala is very visible in the infant. For no reason, the infant will have a frowning face. For no reason, it will be smiling. Nobody hit the child. Nobody gave 1 million added to the bank balance for the child to smile. Or nobody gave one tight slap for the child to infant to frown. But then, have you ever observed it? It is the karma. So what you carry with, what does it bring into the sharira? The vasana, the karma pala. The third thing is how much of Vedantic knowledge you have digested, memorized. Please understand how much of I can be a very good Vedantic professor in this janma, but if I have not digested any bit, it will not carry forward into the. So what is the third thing? How much of this knowledge you have not memorized, how much of it you have digested. Distinctly you see some come very possessive. Distinctly you see some come very detached. Yeah. So many things I don't remember. I don't even remember, but I am coming to know only because Swati keeps asking my mother. Yeah. What he used to do when he was 1 year old, what he used to do when he is 2 year old. She keeps asking. I have never asked her, why, what is there to ask? We were living in the city, and my parents were living in the village. So they visit. Yeah. So whenever she says the bottle ukandrupa, so she will come and tell me, I am leaving. She will say, okay. He will continue to, he will not or reaction. Some reaction has to give some reaction has to be given, no, which is very legitimate of the mother to ask. When the mother says, I am leaving, okay, what is the point? No, don't go. When will you come back? I have to cry. The cousins are exactly the opposite. Yeah. They will go. compound gate till they keep seeing, till they people do that. No, they will take a flight. You can't see after that. They will stand outside and keep looking at the, and you really don't know whether it is that flight or some other flight. That also you really don't know. Some come extremely possessive, some come very, I'm not saying detached, indifferent. I will say that. I will not say detachment. Some come very indifferent, some come very possessive, some come very detached. This is the karma pala. Sorry, this is the Veda, the how much of Vedantic knowledge you have digested or you didn't digest. If you have digested it, come very detached. Not digested it, but lot of vasanas, possessive, are indifferent, not grossly selfish to the core. Grossly selfish to the core. See, grossly selfish to the core is where parents disown, children disown the parents, no? I don't like my father and mother. I left the house, sir. And they say it is, and they say it with pride also. Yeah. And they say it with a lot of pride also. I just left the house. I didn't. Yeah, detachment alone. This is the height of Krodha. Out of a height of Krodha. And now, are you able to follow what I am saying? Now, this is how much of what comes with you. So, what you should ensure? What you should ensure? You should ensure that as much as Vedantic knowledge you should digest, As much of positive karma pala, you have to take as much of positive karma pala. The third thing is, enna? ஒரு ட்ரக்லோடோட வந்தா வெளில போகும்போது மினி ட்ரக்கோட போகணும் இல்லையா? In these buildings, all the senior officers are here, no? So you can see every month some few fellows coming in, some few fellows vacating. Oh my God! Truckload comes, 2 truckloads they take it back. Are you follow now? What is the subtle body does? It carries the ragadvesha, the how much of Vedantic study, how much of Vedanta you have digested, and karma pala into the next embodiment. In fact, it is these 3 that decides where you need to, where you have to be born. Which gross body you have to take is decided by this. This is as far as the subtle body is concerned. Is it okay till now? Is it okay till now? It's very just a very straightforward explanation of கண்ணுனா இப்படிதான் இருக்கும். ஏன் கண்ணு இப்படி இருக்குதுன்னா அது தெரியாது. கண்ணு இப்படிதான் இருக்கும், அவ்வளவுதான் இல்லையா? Why eyes are like that, why ears are like this, na? It is how it is. So there's nothing much to explain. Is you understand it as it is. So yeah, this is the subtle body. Now I'm moving on to verse number 14, which is the causal body. What is the causal body? Anadya vidya nirvachya karanopadi ruchyate upadi tridata danyam atmanam avadharayet. Anadya vidya nirvachya karanopadi ruchyate upadi tridata danyam atmanam avadharayet. Avidya, ignorance which is beginningless and indescribable is known as the causal body. Now the definition of Karana Sharira. One should understand Atman to be other than the three bodies. From now on, he comes back to his main theme. Atmanam avadharayet. Atmanam avadharayet. This word you will keep hearing this from now on a lot. Atmanam avadharayet. Atmanam avadharayet means know Atman to be different from this. Now what is the verse saying? Anadya vidya nirvachya karanopadi ruchyate. What is the causal body? Karana Sharira. Now compare. First thing, gross body is visible to you and others. Subtle body only you know. You know your feelings, you know your thinking. That is the subtle body which others can't see. What is Karana Sharira, causal body? What is Karana Sharira, causal body? Yarkume available kadayadu. It is not available to you, neither is available to others. That is why you always say, I am the waker, I am in the waking state, I am in the dream state, but you can never say, I am in the deep sleep state. Are you able to follow? You always say, I am in the waking state. Purida? Where are we now? Yaradu Uttaraadu irukela? Waking state la. Manohar kai thukitara pada. Oh, Prasad, very good. At least Yaros, konjam veradu waking state. Where are we now? I am in the waking state. Similarly, you can say the dreamer knows that the dreamer is also conscious of his experience. Are you able to follow? Karana Sharira, causal body, means it is neither available to others nor available to you. Meaning, it is, then what is it? Then what is it? The Karana Sharira. It is avidya. It is avidya, ignorance. And indescribable is this ignorance. Oh, ignorance nu sonna correcta sollitome sir. Aha. Indescribable avidya is causal body. Indescribable avidya is causal body. Karana Sharira. What is the material? What is the material with which it is made up of? Okay. Gross body is made up of? Gross body is made up of 5 elements after Panchikarana. Subtle body is made up of 5 elements before Panchikarana. Subtle. What is causal body? Where all these 5 elements merge. Where all the 5 elements merge into one is causal body. So, out of this causal body, it emerges the elements in the subtle form, and then the elements in the grosser form, and then it folds back and stays. So, this is known as the causal body. Causal body is one fundamental entity out of which both subject and object comes out. Prakriti. You can call it as Prakriti, nature. Cosmos. Means what? Out of this avidya comes out the subject as well as the object. when everything falls back into an unmanifest form. That unmanifest form which is indescribable, which cannot be understood by the intellect, is causal body. When we say which cannot be understood by the intellect, means intellect cannot report while in that state. Intellect cannot report while in that state. Are you able to follow? That is why I said you can say I am in the waking state. Dreamer says I am experiencing. The deep sleeper cannot say I am experiencing deep sleep. That is always inferred. Causal body is an, are you able to follow? Causal body, the existence of the causal body is an inference, not the gross body, and the gross body and the subtle body is pratyaksha. It is direct experience. The causal body is an anumana, inference. How do we infer that? When all falls back into unmanifest form and comes back. Since it is folding and coming back, it should be existing in some place, in some form, which we really do not know how it is. Which we really do not know how it is or what it is, but we can only infer. That is called the causal body. The causal body, Karana Sharira, Naraya names. Upanishad gives various names, synonyms. It's called Avidya. It's called Moola Avidya. It is called Avyaktam. It is called Maya. Very many synonyms to refer to the causal body. Avidya. Ignorance, you know my name, you do not know my father's name. Ipalla father's name lena surname edana. You know my father's name, but you do not know my grandfather's name. Not ignorance in that sense. Moola avidya. Moola avidya. Avidya. Moola avidya. Maya Shakti. Avyaktam. Deep sleep state. In the Panchakosha, we call it as Pranamaya, Annamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. So Anandamaya Kosha is the causal body. So causal body is an understanding that comes out of inference. Causal body is that which doesn't come out of an experience. Are you able to understand the difference between gross, subtle and causal body? What is it made up of? Indescribable, we don't know. Adulend idella vardandra varaikum we know. But what is it made up of? We do not know. That is why he calls it as Anadi. This avidya is Anadi and Anirvachya. Karana Upadhihi is known as the causal body. The subtle words you should note. Is known as nu sollala. Uchyate, he didn't say for the gross body and the subtle body, because it is directly experienceable, perceivable, experienceable. Causal body, uchyate. Uchyate means said. Said means inferred. Said means said in the Shastras. And on what basis the Shastras say there is a causal body? Not out of, it is not a fancy. It is not somebody's imagination to say that there is a causal body. It is born out of the process of knowing something called Anumanam, inference. And it is lifetime. Longest lifetime is Longest lifetime. யாருக்கு? காரண சரீரத்துக்கு தான். இந்த மூல அவித்யால இருந்து தான் comes out very many ஸ்தூல சூக்ஷ்ம சரீர. Very many ஸ்தூல சூக்ஷ்ம சரீர comes out of this karana sharira. Just as the entire multiverse, universe nu kuda solla kudadu ippalla, the entire multiverse came out of one thing. Now what is that one thing? How the entire can come out of that one thing, we really don't know, but out of that one comes the many and folds back into it. It comes and folds back. It comes out and folds back. Coming out is called Srishti, creation. Folding back is called Pralaya, dissolution. So out of causal body comes the Srishti, and the Srishti folds back, what is called as Pralaya, and goes back to. So what is Karana Sharira? It is avidya. It is indescribable. What is it made up of? We really can't say what it is made up of. And lastly, the longest lifespan is for body. Nale lifespan irukanum. Body means it should have a lifespan. Gross body, shortest lifespan. Sukshma sharira, subtle body, longer lifespan. Longest is the Karana sharira, the avidya. The subject matter of Vedanta is the avidya. The subject matter of Vedanta is to deal with the moola. It is deal with the core, to deal with the fundamental. What is it? The avidya. Avidya. Avidya is ignorance, which is beginningless and indescribable, is said to be the causal body, is known as the causal body. Uchyate anadya vidya nirvachya karana upadihi iti uchyate. Said. Uchyate means said. Said by whom? Said in the Shastras. And how did the Shastra come to the conclusion that there is this thing called the causal body? Based on Anumanam, inference. What is the inference? Deep sleep state. Using the deep sleep state as an inference, they came to the conclusion that there is the gross body, then there is the subtle body, and then there is the causal body. And beautifully he says, Upadi Tri Tat Anyam, different from these three bodies. Different from these three bodies is Atmanam Avadharayet. Atmanam Avadharayet. The word beginning is associated with time. The word beginning is associated with time. Beginningless means beyond the boundary of time. Beginningless means beyond the boundary of time, which is inconceivable by the intellect, because intellect itself is the product of time. That which is the product of time cannot conceive what is before time, because the product cannot precede the producer. The child cannot ask, why you didn't take me to your wedding? You take me to all other weddings, but why you didn't take me to your wedding? The child cannot precede the marriage. Clear? In the example, because sir, child birth marriage connection. It means what? It means only one thing. What? The product cannot precede the producer. The product cannot exist before the producer. So, what is it? It is anirvachaniya, beginningless. What does it function? What is the function of the causal body? All the sukshma, sthula, all the gross body, subtle body, all merges back into that. That is the function. Gross body has a function. What is the function of the gross body? Bhoga ayatanam, bhoga sadhanam. Bhoga ayatanam, bhoga sadhanam is for gross and subtle body, respect whatever be it. Similarly, what is the function of the causal body? All the gross bodies and subtle bodies merges into it. Merges into it in an unmanifest form. Please understand, it doesn't die, it doesn't disappear, it doesn't go out of existence. It is in an unmanifest form. Very loosely, we say it falls back into nothingness. Actually, nothingness is a very wrong word. It goes into an unmanifest. It goes into an unmanifest form. In the unmanifest form, explain we have this concept called pralaya. The whole thing falls back, not into zero, in the seed form. In the seed form. And that seed form is not understandable by the intellect. This is the causal body. Naraya sthula sharira, sukshma sharira varamari, karna sharira onne. It just comes out once as avidya. Upon realization, it falls back. Plurality kadayadinga. Or avidya ve tanga mudiyilla. Many avidyas irundha what will happen? Yeah. So it is one. Anadya avidya karana upadi. When does karana sharira begin? And the kelvi kekave kudadu. When does karana sharira begin? See, ingada, it is too difficult to digest. That which never has a beginning but has an end at the time of gaining knowledge. This is Vedanta. Ingada, you say this is blabbering. Are you able to follow? Idu purinjadunaka adutha class ke yaradu vandelnaka, after understanding this statement, if anybody is coming, naleki class ke, why adutha varam class alla? Nale class ke yara vandalu, I know. Yargu onnum puriyilla. Yeah. Avidya, which is beginningless, has an end at the time of gaining jnana. Then what is it? Maya. Then what is it? It is Maya. Dream is beginningless but ends on waking up. Are you able to follow this? Think. Dream is beginningless but ends on waking up. Correct? Illa sir, naan thana thoonga ponenna, you didn't understand it. If you say no sir, I only went to sleep no, so now you didn't understand the statement. Dream is beginningless but ends on waking up. Are you okay till now? These three bodies. The second part of the verse is the conclusion. The second part of the verse is the conclusion. What is it? No Atman to be different from this. Okay. Now what is he saying? I'll just take extra 5 minutes to conclude the verse. What is he saying? Problem and solution. What is the problem? Avidya is the problem. But avidya and problem puriliye. Okay. Raga dvesha, you understand? No sir, adu kuda raga dvesha kuda purila. Purincha yen apdi irukum. So raga dvesha kuda purila. Okay. You understand? Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Matsarya, Bhaya, Marana. All this you know? Yes. Yeah. Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Matsarya, Marana, Punarjanma. All this you know? Oralavu puriyudhu sir. Idudha Raga Dvesha Avidya. This is Raga Dvesha, this is Avidya. Now the problem. What is the solution? What is the solution? Jnanam should come. What is the Jnanam? Atman is different from these three. Atman is different from these three. What is the Jnanam? These three equipments superimpose. Adhyasa, don't forget. For what are we studying? Material equipments superimpose world upon Brahman. That is the topic. So now, pure verse number 6 la arambichidhu. Refer from 6 to 14. What is the solution? The superimposition must go. The superimposition must go. What is it that is superimposed by Sukshma? The Stula, Sukshma, Karana, Sharira. The gross body, the subtle body, the causal body are the material layers that has superimposed upon Brahman. So what is the solution? First thing is to recognize these are material layers superimposing. Solution grade 1. Solution grade 2. I have nothing to do with this. I have nothing to do with this superimposition. Number 3, which is Jnana. I am the Atman. I am the Brahman. Aham Brahma Asmi. Aham Brahma Asmi. This is how Jnanam gives the solution. Clearly no Atman as different from these three. Mati Purjukadingo he said. Atmanam iti avadharaye. Upadi Tridadananyam Atmanam avadharaye. One should understand. It's a command. One should understand. Correct? One should understand what? Atman to be other than the three bodies. Longest lifespan, shortest lifespan, but they have a lifespan. Shortest lifespan, longest lifespan, but all three have a lifespan born of avidya. But who am I? Who are you? Suma theoretical solunga, bhayapida illa I am the Atman sonna nothing will leave you and go away. Theoretical solunga. Who are you? Yeah, you sir, I am the Atman. What will I do? No, don't do. Nothing will go. You are holding it on so tightly. No, how it will go? So I am not the body. I am not the stula. I am not the gross body. I am not the subtle body. I am not the causal body. I am the self. From now on, you will be hearing this. I tell you, from now on, Atmanam iti avadarayet. Atmanam iti avadarayet. இப்போ எங்க இருக்கோம்? Verse number 14 இருக்கோமா? 68 வரைக்கும் you will be hearing this. No Atman to be different from this. No Atman to be different from this. No Atman to be different from this. So the three material layers. What are the three material layers? The three material layers are gross body, subtle body, and causal body. And what is it? At the core, avidya, ignorance, which is beginningless, anirvachya, indescribable. And no Atman to be different from this. With this, verse number 14 is over. Next week, we move on to verse number. Next week, we'll move on to verse number 15. There are some clarifications which I will take up now. Venkatachalam. Which part of the subtle body is visible to its own body? Feelings and thoughts. You said feelings and thoughts. Correct. Gross body is what can be seen from outside. Subtle body is what you know that you are having it. So it is visible to one's own self. The subject knows it because he is experiencing it. That is why it is called the subtle body. Is it okay, Venkatachalam? Are you asking anything else? Or
yeah.
Correct?
One question I have is, what part of the subtle body is made up of elements?
The entire 17 components is made up of the 5 elements.
But
before
the physical part of it is in the gross body. It is only the sensing part.
Yes.
So the sensing part is it's not gross. It is only the abstract, or it is only, but still it is made up of elements.
Yeah, it is made up of the elements in the subtler form. How it is made up of elements? It is elements made up of it in the subtler form.
Oh, okay.
It is not in the perceivable, tangible form. It is in the abstract form.
Abstract form. That's what I wanted to say.
Yes,
so there
is
a
the abstract
difference
form.
between. Yeah.
Yes, that is the difference.
Okay.
That's why he says apanchikrita bhutotam sukshmangam bhogasadhanam. Gross body, he says, after panchikarana. Subtle body, before panchikarana. But material is the same. The 5 elements.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand.
Yeah. Shankar Kolattu enna solrar avaru? Upon waking up, the same deep sleeper says that he was in deep sleep. Still cannot explain what the deep sleep is, since inexplicable. Enga avaru Shankar Kolattur? தனியா வீட்டுல உட்கார்ந்து இருக்கிறாரா? இருந்தா தலையில ஒரு குட்டு வைங்கன்னு சொல்லியிருப்பேன். Give one knock. நீங்களே வச்சுக்கோ. Give one knock to yourself on your head. புள்ளியா சதுர்த்தி அன்னைக்கு அதான் இப்படி வச்சுக்கிறாரு. இப்படி வச்சுக்கோங்கன்னா இப்படி வச்சுக்கிறாரு. Shankar, deep sleeper is not waking up and saying. It is the waker saying that I went through that. It is the waker saying that I went through the deep sleep. Deep sleep, it is not the same deep sleeper saying I was in deep sleep. It is the waker reporting.
Okay.
Deep sleeper reporting means he has to report in deep sleep. Then only it is deep sleeper. And the state is another deep sleeper. It is the waker that says had.
I had a sleep.
புரியுதா? புரியுதா? அழிச்சுருங்க. அப்புறம் என்ன மன்னிச்சு விட்டுருங்க. இல்லையா? அவ்வளவுதான். இப்போ forgive me also. சரியா? ஆர்வி பிரசாத். Causal body not equated to Atman, as it is said, beginningless. Causal body cannot be equated to Atman because causal body has a function. Why causal body and Atman are not the same? Prasad, first thing,
Yes.
causal body has a function, Kriya. Atman don't have any function.
Okay.
Number two, causal body has a purpose for its existence. Causal body has a purpose. What is the purpose of its existence? The entire thing to go into an unmanifest form.
Manifest or unmanifest?
Manifest and unmanifest stage irukkiradhukku causal body is needed. So it has a purpose, it has a function.
Okay.
Atman doesn't have any kriya, nor Atman has any
Motive.
purpose. Only similarity is we use similar words as anadi and beginningless. Adula da confusion vandu.
Yes, sir.
Because of the similar words we use as beginningless and anadi, it means it has to be the same. No. That's why causal body has to be understood as a distinct function. It has an existence, it has a function. Upon self-realization, it dissolves.
Yeah. And then, as it does not have any existence, that which has no existence cannot have any beginning. That can understood that way, right?
Yes, that is Atman. That is
Oh.
Atman, not for causal body. Not for causal body. Even though he says beginningless,
Because
when he says
causal body is
beginningless,
actually imaginary, right?
yes. Imagination is, okay, put it very simple. We are able to discuss about the causal body through inference.
Yes.
Is Atman discussed through inference?
Indicated through inference, no? So it's
No.
indicative.
No. Indications, right indicator put left la polanla. Indicators are not. You can put the indicator to the right and you can still go take the left. Indicators are not definitions.
Okay.
Chandrashaka Nyaya, varapurdadu.
Almost.
Chandrashaka Nyaya it is. It is not the definition. It is an indicator, means one aspect of it can be relatable, but it is not complete. But when we say causal body is beginningless, we really do not know when it
Yeah.
begin. In that sense, it is beginningless, but it is not infinite.
Okay. So, yeah, yes, sir. That it is
Correct.
finite
Correct.
product.
Follow
Yes,
now?
sir.
It is not infinite.
Okay.
It is not infinite. It is not prajna. It is not consciousness. It is not infinite. It is not prajna. It is not turiya. Therefore, there is a very good question. This is a very good clarification. You need to know distinctly the difference between the causal body and Brahman, even though we say both are anirvachaniya, both are anadi. But then it is not anantam, but then it is not infinite, but then it is not prajna, it is not turiya.
Because we don't have any other word.
Yes.
Anything imagine cannot say this began this time.
Correct.
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 That's why we have to use this word.
That's why we have to use some word. World is imagination. Brahman is not imagination.
Okay.
That is
Yeah,
why. That is why the Anubhava Vakya say Aham Brahma Asmi in the continuous present. We say something as continuous present, no? Past continuous, present continuous, future continuous. There is something called present continuous. Aham Brahma Asmi. Aham Brahma Asmi means I am
Brahman as
I am Brahman in the present continuous, always. But you always say, I am the Sukshma Sharira, I am the Karana Sharira, I am the Stula Sharira. அங்க வேரியேஷன்ஸ் எல்லாம் வரும், இங்க வேரியேஷனே கிடையாது. So causal body and Brahman are entirely two different entities. Similar word we use for Anadi and Avidya. In fact, Atmanuku Vidyan solrom, inga Avidya solrom. For Atman we use the word Vidya, knowledge. Atman is pure knowledge. Avidya is the conditioned knowledge, conditioned by the three bodies of Sthula, Sukshma, Karana. Is it okay, Prasad?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Think about it. If you still have it, bring it up next week also. We'll discuss it again. Not because it is very, very important to know this, distinction. Oh. How, Mohan, how subtle body date of birth and death is known? It is also unknown. Date of birth and date of death can be known only to the gross body, physical body. But we know that the personality is changing. When we know that the personality is, where is Mohan? Are you here, Mohan? Yeah, yes, Mohan. Yeah, I can see. So when you know when the personality is changing, changing means beginning and end. So in that sense, we infer that it has a date of birth and it has a date of death. But what is the calendar date? We do not know.
The causal body gets birth only as long as the body is existing.
Say that again.
This causal body exists. Subtle body exists only as long as the body exists. Correct, sir?
Tappu. No, it is the other way. It is the other way. It is the subtle body that has come and occupied this gross body.
Oh.
That's a tenant.
Oh, okay.
The subtle body the gross body occupy பண்ணிக்கிறாரு கொஞ்ச நாளைக்கு.
Okay.
And then he leaves the end of the gross body is not the end of the subtle body.
Okay.
End of the gross body is the end of the subtle body. Na apra rendu body கிடையாது, ஒரே body தான். Then there are no gross and subtle body.
But subtle body can be felt by us only, no?
Yes, only you can feel it.
The moment we die, that body also goes off, correct?
Yeah, body தான போறது, பிரக்ஞா போலியே. Subtle body இருக்கே, it goes and enters another body, no?
That is an inference.
Inference, yes, it is an inference.
That subtle body goes to another body is inference.
Yes, inference. Yes, of course, yes. It is inference. It is not pratyaksha.
Okay.
Vedanta didn't say as pratyaksha. யாரும் பார்த்து ரிப்போர்ட் பண்ணவே இல்லை.
Okay.
இந்த பாடியில இருந்து வெளில போனவர் இந்த பாடிக்குள்ள போயிருக்கிறாருன்னு nobody has
proved.
Physically seen it. யாராவது அப்படி physically பார்த்துட்டு சொன்னாங்கன்னா be careful with that person.
Okay.
ஜாகிரதையா இருக்கணும் அவர்கிட்ட. இந்த பாடியில இருந்தாரு, இப்போ அந்த பாடிக்குள்ள போயிட்டாருன்னு யாராவது சொன்னா we have to be very, very careful because that is not, we are not, nature has decided that we are not supposed to remember it, know it.
Okay.
But through intellect we can infer it. Are you able to follow?
Yeah, I can.
So it is an inference only. And inference is you gain knowledge through pratyaksha and you gain knowledge through inference.
Yeah.
Gravity பாத்திருக்கல?
இல்ல, but exists.
எப்படி அது? What is the proof for gravity? Inference.
Ball, we can see when the ball is or apple falls down here.
It is inference. Gravity a ball தான விழுறது.
Gravity is inference, yes, correct.
Gravity is inference, no?
Correct.
Science ல எவ்வளவு மார்க்? Don't tell us, தெரியாது பாம்பல்ல. Don't tell us. எவ்வளவு மார்க் சயின்ஸ்ல? மனப்பாடம் பண்ணி ஒப்பிச்சு மார்க் வாங்குன மாதிரி இங்க மனப்பாடம் பண்ணி ஒப்பிச்சிட்டு விட்டுருங்க. Though we have not seen gravity, it is an inference. That is why it is a valid source of knowledge. Inference doesn't mean guesswork.
Okay.
Inference, see, the problem is you inference means you think guesswork. Inference is not guesswork. It can mean, you didn't say it. Inference is not guesswork. Inference is a valid source of knowledge which comes through
Wisdom.
lot of observation, analysis, conclusion.
Okay.
Inference is a valid source of knowledge which comes through observation, a lot of observation, and coming to a rational conclusion through those varied observations.
Studies, observation and studies.
Yes, observational studies. Correct. So, and the Mari, that is why, Mohan,
Yes,
most of human beings' understanding is inference. Sir.
Okay, okay.
Most of human beings' knowledge predominantly is
Inference.
inference only.
Okay, okay.
இங்கதான் கேர்ஃபுல்லா இல்லைன்னா இமேஜினேஷன், கெஸ் ஒர்க், இன்ஃபரன்ஸ், ஹாலுசினேஷன் எல்லாம் மிக்ஸ் அப் ஆகி ஆல் லுக்ஸ் த
கெஸ் ஒர்க் மாதிரி.
புரியுதா?
புரியுது சார்.
அது வேற இது வேற. It is inference, a valid source of knowledge.
Okay.
Later on in Atmabodha, he is going to talk about the sources of knowledge. அப்போ வரும்போது I am just waiting for that portion. Out of context, I didn't want to speak.
Okay.
The four sources of knowledge and how we gain knowledge through the four sources we are going to see in Atmabodhale Vardad. When we go there, I will confuse you thoroughly. Don't worry.
Sir, sure, sir.
Is it okay?
Okay, sir. Sir, one more thing. While you are taking the class, I made a chart for gross body, subtle body, and causal body.
Yes.
I could not type it fully, but partly I have typewriter.
Yes.
If you permit me, I will share. But
Yes.
only thing, it is incomplete. But I
Yes.
will be seeking your help to complete in the normal way.
Yes.
Shall I
Complete
share it?
பண்றதுக்கு take my help.
Yeah, I will share it, sir.
Yes.
I
Complete பண்ணிட்டு ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க. இப்போ வேண்டாம்.
இல்ல கம்ப்ளீட் பண்றதுக்கே உங்களோட ஹெல்ப் வேணும். அதுக்கோசரம் தான்.
அதுக்கு தான் சொல்றேன். I will help you in private, not in.
Okay, fine. Nice.
Not in this not in this session now.
Okay, fine.
I'll help you for sure.
Fine.
24/7 I am available for that only.
Okay, fine, sir. Okay.
சரியா? மோகன்.
Nice of you, sir. Nice of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. சங்கர் கொளத்தூர் திருப்பி. கணேஷ், எல்லாருக்கும் ரேஷன் கார்டு கொடுங்க. You should give a ration card to everybody. ஒரு ஆள் ஒரு क्वेश्चन தான் கேட்கலாம்னு ரேஷன் கார்டு கொடுத்துடணும்.
இப்போதான் எல்லாம் ஃப்ரீ.
ஃப்ரீயா? ஓகே எல்லாம் ஃப்ரீயா. அப்ப அவர் தான் பாஸ் சொல்லிட்டாரு ஃப்ரீ தான் கேளுங்க.
கிடையாது சார், எல்லாரும் வாங்கலாம்.
அவரு பாஸ் சொல்லிட்டாரு, அதனால ஃப்ரீயா எல்லாருக்கும் ஃப்ரீ. அதனால இப்ப சங்கர் குளத்தூரியும் எடுத்துட்டு ஆகணும். ஓகே, அவர் என்ன சொல்றாரு சங்கர்? As we are studying the text on these bodies and also the Atman, where does the knowledge fits in? Does that mean that the knowledge of Vedanta is beyond all this since it contains all this? Correct, Shankar. For a change, I have to agree with you. For a change, I have to agree with you. It is correct. Yes, it contains all this and much more also. It contains all this and much more. Atmanam avadharaye. இது எப்ப முடியும்னா அகம் பிரம்மாஸ்மின்னு சொல்றதுல தான் it will end. சரியா? It is correct. Subramaniam, is it okay, Shankar? Kolattur.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Subramaniam says I shall seek next week. Okay, good. Very good. Excellent. Suresh. Property of causal body is not 5 elements. Can we say causal body is in Tanmatra stage? Suresh, Tanmatra na enna? Where is Suresh? Irukkarara?
Sir.
Tanmatra na enna?
Sir, Tanmatra is the first stage of Panchakarna.
Tanmatras are the manifest elements. Subtle body.
Okay.
Tanmatra is the first stage of Panchakarna where subtler formula anju vella vandirudhu.
Okay.
Space, air and the anju elements vella vandachu, but it is in a subtler form. So okay. Tanmatra is in the subtle body form. before grossification. So Tanmatra has to be equated to
Subtle bodies.
subtle body, not the causal body.
All
Correct.
the 17 elements as Tanmatras.
Yes, all the 17 elements as the Tanmatras, which is of the subtle body only. Causal body in Vandirthuna.
No 5 elements.
Avidya, Anirvachya. Causal body is said to be Avidya and causal body is said to be Anirvachya. So we cannot really say the 5 elements in the purest form. The 5 elements in the purest form is the subtle body. The same 5 elements grossifies and mixed with each other, it is Panchikarana. So Panchikarana process is the gross body, Tanmatras is the
Subtle body.
subtle body. Causal body is all the 5 elements merge into one. All the 5 turn into one. The one kuda sollakudadu. That is why I hate to use the word one also. I always prefer calling it as all the 5 merges back into an unmanifest form, which is indescribable. All the 5 merge back. Logically, you are thinking is, engyo one and anja dana sir irukano. Engyo one and anja irundha dana adha anja vella varudhu. So, and the anju onna mari irundhadhu ya sollakudadhu. We cannot say that. Why? Because if you say that, you have defined what it is. And the causal body is that which is indescribable. You have to leave it as the entire prapancha, the entire multiverse was in that one. Okay, forget the 5 elements. Come to the physical planet. The entire multiverse. Yeah, previously we call it as universe. Now we are saying it is multiverse. Multiverse na in the universe madri. So many universes are there. Imagine somebody saying all the multiverses comes out of the one and comes out of that one and merges back into that one. That one is indescribable. Are you okay? That one is indescribable. For it cannot be said out of the seed comes the tree. Sorry, out of the seed comes the tree. Seed magnify panni paatha tree inode miniature form kuda ulla irukadu. And yet the tree came out of the seed. You take the human.
Sir, I'm trying to understand.
Correct. The very attempt a person makes to understand the causal body, they say is a futile effort because it cannot be. It cannot be understood. For
Sir,
where the effort should be directed to. That is why when I concluded,
intellect.
I said all boils down to what? What is the cause? I said, what is the cause of the problem?
Avidya.
Avidya na purila. What is it then?
Ragadvesha.
Ragadvesha. Adu kuda? Sir, Ragadvesha la very important in life, sir. Ragadvesha illamalla ipdi vaalradhu. Ragadvesha is very critical to life. In fact, it is Ragadvesha that keeps life going. So, adu, how can that be called as a problem? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Matsarya, Bhaya, Punarjanma is the problem. Why do we talk about the Karna Sharira then causal body then? We talk about the causal body Karna Sharira because for knowledge to be complete, for data to be complete, something is all the manifest is going to temporarily it is manifest, temporarily it is unmanifest. And the temporary unmanifest form irukku sollidana aganum. The temporary unmanifest form is also there, is giving you the complete data. So Vedanta explains the unmanifest form as in this particular thing, but it doesn't go into a deeper analysis of it. Why? Because it is anirvachaniya and avidya. Seriya?
Sir, one question, sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir, I'm trying to understand.
Ration illantare. Na
Sir, I'm
ration
trying.
avaru illantare. Sollunga.
Sorry, sir. Sir, I'm trying to understand how the gross influence the subtle, since both are 5 elements. So
Okay.
I can infer something. There is a connectivity between the subtle and
There is
gross.
first thing, Suresh, gross cannot influence the subtle. We have seen it any number of times. Gross cannot influence the subtle. It is the subtle that influences the gross. That is why when I analyzed the gross body, subtle body, causal body, I gave the areas of similarity and where it is subtle also. So try to understand it in that form. I said this is the gross body, this is the subtle body, where they are similar and where they are different and subtle. Next verse panchikarna illa panchakosha. Panchakosha patti pesumbodhu we will discuss the gross and subtle. How it is the subtle that controls the gross and gross has no influence over the subtle. We'll be discussing that when we do the Panchakosha, which is the next verse. But to answer your question now, it is there are some areas which is common to gross and subtle. That doesn't mean the subtle, that doesn't mean the gross influences the subtle.
Sir, can I tell you the reason behind asking this question?
Yes, yes, please.
Sometimes the psychiatric medicines what we take
Yes,
has an effect over the mind. So I'm just trying to understand that.
Exactly correct. Now, that is a separate science by itself, which I can explain. I'll explain to you in a very simple form.
I can take it offline also, sir, since
Yes, we
it's
will
taxing
take
a lot
it.
of people time.
Yes, we will take it offline because I can explain, because I have explained this any number of times, especially in some of the universities that I go and teach. This is about 10 sessions I take to explain the difference between what they do and what it helps. It doesn't do anything to the mind. It doesn't do anything to the mind because it is subtle. Because of it, the wiring and the equipments are altered. It looks as though the mind is altered. Which supposing if there's a psychiatrist sitting in this classroom, he will say, Andal Valarar, he will say. Arvindan is blabbering, he doesn't know what he is talking. It changes the mind. It doesn't change the mind. What it changes and how it appears to influence, I will talk separately on this.
Right.
Seriya? For
Okay,
it is
okay.
not
Thank
I can explain it, but since you said nama taniya pesalana, it is very good. We will talk about it separately. Seriya? Illa sir, ellaru there don't ask her because it is not since it is not of your interest, don't bother about this. He has a very specific unique question which is of his interest and which is not pertaining to the text or anything. So we will talk about it privately. Okay?
Right, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Sumati, give us the reasons for the inference of reincarnation as we infer gravity from seeing an object fall back. Sumati, the inference for reincarnation is this. The first logic is something cannot go into nothing. The first reason. Something cannot go into nothing. Something cannot disappear into nothing is the first law. The second reason based on which we infer reincarnation is on observing a person when he is dying. He dies with so much of unfulfilled desires. So much of unfulfillment, a person dies. What happens to all that? We can't say it simply disappeared. That is one side. And then we see so many children being born in different strata, in different societies, with different forms, with different natures. Now, children didn't do anything. Neither we can say parent is the cause. If parent is the cause, now Mahatma Gandhi should have produced, all his children should have been the Mahatma Gandhis. And Mahatma Gandhi's father is not a Mahatma Gandhi either anyway. Therefore, you see children being born with distinct inclination, distinct tendencies. Where did it come from? You can't say parent is the cause. You can't say environment is the cause. Because the same environment, the same parent, 3 siblings, all 3 are different. No. It means they are bringing, everybody is bringing in something. So, are you okay till now? Now comes the reconciliation. There is a sudden disappearance and then there is an appearance. Vedanta connects these two and say that which has disappeared here has appeared here is an inference. This is the inference. The logic and reason for inferring reincarnation. Are you okay, ma? I'm not able to hear you. You are in mute. 1 second. Let you be. Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So you're saying that just because you get extraordinary people in maybe very ordinary families, something like that?
No. Distinct different natures. Distinct and different natures. Same father and mother, 3 siblings, all 3 come with different natures, right. No?
Yeah, that's true.
In fact, opposite natures sometimes.
But, okay.
Now, it is not, now, they show the distinct difference from birth itself. It is not that they went to school, university and gained all that. They show the differences distinctly upon birth itself. It means they are bringing something. Where does it come from? We can't say chance. We can't say nature put it. We can't say that. So it is, they are bringing it from their own past. This is reason number 1. Reason number 2 is, reason number 2 is, one child born in opulence, another child born in poverty. One child born with disease in poverty, one child born with disease in opulence where it can be taken care of. You see distinct differences. Now, children didn't do anything to cause it. No, children are innocent, newborns. What did they do to deserve this? What did they do to deserve this? They
it's very random.
It's very, so they say it is just random. One way to say it is random is then when we say it is just random, then we are not, then we are giving life. Random means chance, luck. Random means chance, random means luck. Vedanta comes and
Yes,
says,
like, yes.
yes, Vedanta comes and says, no. Life is not random. Life is not chance. Life is not luck. It is a part of one's own. It is part of one's own.
Can't it be
Making
just like,
comes the past.
yeah.
This is the second reason. The third reason is, which is what I
But
said
can't
already.
it just them like, yeah.
The
Yes.
third reason is something cannot go into nothing.
Nothing.
Something just cannot disappear into nothing. It means there is a continuity. This is the fourth reason. Life is a cycle, a continuity. If we say life is a continuum, it means everything has to continue in a different form. And what is the different form? The physical body and the
But then I have one
environment and the
question.
parentage is a different form. These are the reasons upon which we infer reincarnation. Now you tell me, Ma, I couldn't hear what
But
you are saying.
then
Your
I
voice
have
is
just one
breaking.
question. Okay. I have one question.
Yeah.
If that individual, what maintains that individuality, or how did that individuality for one person? You're
Yes.
saying that one person takes different forms.
Yes.
So to get that, then that begs the question, how did that one person come into existence in the first place?
Yeah.
What made that person individual
correct,
in
correct.
that first place?
This is called intellectual fatigue. We straight away jump to the
What?
cause, thinking that if we understand that down the line, we can understand everything. Vedanta says it is avidya anirvachya. That cannot be. It is like asking why.
Understood. It cannot be understood.
Yes.
No,
Cannot
but
be
then we are trying to give reasons for, maybe we are just trying to give reasons for something that is totally random, isn't it?
Yes, you can. That can be your discovery, which is perfectly correct. Maybe it is just random, and we are unnecessarily giving reasons to it.
Some meaning to it.
Some meaning to it. Ideally speaking, Sumati, personally, I would like to take this stance only. In fact, I take this stance only personally. Now, if I take this stance, then what happens? Anything and everything in life becomes acceptable. Anything and everything in life becomes acceptable after this. It means a terrorist and rapist is as acceptable as a sinner. A sinner is as acceptable as a saint. And then life becomes too chaotic. We will not know how to. But how to live. Therefore, we say, no, it is not like that. Life has a built-in order. Life has a built-in sequence. Life has a built-in nature. This is how, by the process of elimination and inference, we derive these conclusions. You are correct. We can take that stance.
Okay.
If we take that stance, after that, then that becomes a formula for living life. If that becomes a formula for living life, everything in life
living life as you wish.
Yes, living life as you. Everything becomes acceptable after that because it is on random and chance. And unnecessarily, I are giving a reason. So I feel like taking a machine gun and shooting down people. It is my wish. Now, who are you to punish me for that? You also take a gun and then it becomes a chaotic existence, which is not the truth.
Total chaos.
Which is not the truth. So So that is not acceptable. So we eliminate that process of thinking. So by the process of elimination and inference, we we come to some conclusions. It is, I tell you, it is intellectually really, it tires your intellect out, because you have to reason and then eliminate some and then infer some. It's a very complex exercise which we are trying to.
So it just becomes a matter of what you accept finally.
Yes. Finally, yes. Out of fatigue, I can accept something. Out of understanding, I can accept something. Out of fatigue, the person says, okay, sir, finally, just out of fatigue, there can be an acceptance. Out of understanding, there can be an acceptance. In this classroom, we don't accept fatigue as a reason for acceptance. We try to bake our heads and go mad also, it is all right. But we want to understand. Is it okay, Sumati?
Okay, understand, right.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Hari Om. With this, we conclude what? Today. Hari Om.